Hi everyone, I'm George and welcome back to the Anime Grove. Today it's time for RWBY Volume 4 OST reaction. I always get really nervous during OST reactions because I don't really know what to talk about during these songs, but I think I'm growing used to them, so I'm eager to get into it and see if I can finally let up, I don't know really, but you know what I mean, be looser with two O's. It's like every time, I think every song is made by Casey Lee Williams and her father Jeff Williams, but if that's not the case then I'll just mention it before the song. But in any case, I think it's fair enough to get into it. This has been for me one of the fastest volumes, but I think that's because I watched two chapters, at a time, so I think that's the main reason, although it was really fast paced, so I think that also contributed to me thinking it just flew by, so I'm eager to see what the OST brings me. Did you know that only like 25% of you are actually subscribed to the channel? Did you know we're actually about to hit the 250 subscribers? All of you subscribed at once will be right there at the 1000 subscriber mark for the monetization for the channel, so what are you waiting for? And plus, the more people are here, the more traction the channel will gain and the faster will grow. So you know it, leave a like, comment and subscribe, and let's get into the video. Let's just Live by Jeff Williams and feat Casey Lee Williams. This is the opening. I really like the vibe that it gives. This riff makes me picture like a vast wildland that we fly over, and makes me feel like it's full of adventures. It's so promising. That reminds me of the first chapters of this volume. Volumes 1 and 2, when we felt like we were actually given all the fairy tale references and how wholesome everything was. I felt like it was like a fairy tale, but now we realized that the monsters we thought we were able to combat and we were training to defeat are actually much more scarier than we all thought, and so much more powerful that it's so easy to fall into despair, just like Blake did. I'm sorry I stop it a lot, but I'd rather mention everything I want to say than forget things that I want to say just for the sake of the song to be played continuously. Damn. No, I think you weren't, especially Blake, who had completely changed her mindset from the time she was in Menagerie. So I think this just hit her so hard because of that. I'm so bad at guessing how songs are going to break out. I feel like that's what Yang needs to focus on and think and realize. That it doesn't matter how you screwed up on how bad things were in the past, you can always go on, or you can try and live. And also, I feel like they're not yet mentioning it, but the entire change on Wise's life, how her new demeanor, now that she has friends, has had such an impact on her Schnee heritage, is so devastating for me, and so interesting too. Not every hope has shattered, because I was so heavily baited on Crow dying after he got stung by Tyrion, but I'm so glad he finally made it out. They were able to save him just by... It was so close. I'm so glad. And now they can just do like that. Let's just leave, because they can regroup. Now, Ozpin is not really dead. Crow is not dead. All of our characters are still there, most of them, sorry. But we can move onward and we can make a new future. That's what I feel like the song is making us feel. Is that because of beacon? Is that a play on words? I still miss Pirra so much. It's so hard. At least we get to see her on Chibi. This song changes so much its pace. But I like it because it's like an adventure, like a story. You can actually go through all the emotions, like it's like a roller coaster. Or like a visual novel. Why it looks so badass like that with her scar. By the way, as always, I hope you're hearing me properly, and also the music I tried to make a check before, and I feel like it good that you can hear both of us at a good volume, but I'm not quite sure. Yo! That riff was sick! Do we usually? We don't really listen. Okay, no, we don't, because this version is 5 minutes and we don't listen to 5 minutes of opening every time, but the riff is sick. As a person who used to listen to a lot of heavy metal as a teenager and young adult, I really enjoy electric guitars, so that was neat. Let's fall in love with life is a sentence that, or a verse that really reminds me of Ruby's demeanor on Volume 1. How she was just dancing, laughing, loving. She was just living, like they say. Okay, that was really good, really good. This is probably one of my favorite openings so far. I will probably soon try to make either a tier list or a top 5 maybe songs from the OST we've listened to so far, because I'm really enjoying them, but I will have to listen to all of the songs again in my own time, in my own spare time, because honestly it's been so long since I listened to the songs, for example, in Volume 1 or Volume 2, that I can't quite remember them at all. And since I don't Google them or look them up on YouTube, because I don't want YouTube to know that I like Ruby and then spoil it for me, I'm keeping it on the low. So I'm really eager to do that. In any case, really good opening. Let's just jump into the next song. Like Morning Follows Night by Jeff Williams, feat. Casey Lee Williams and Lamar Hall, I think. I hope I'm not butchering the name. The hair is such a pain in the ass. I keep on clipping it on the chair, but in any case, between my back and my chair. In any case, let's jump into it. Like Morning Follows Night. I really like Sun. He's so cheery. The other night I feel like I dreamt of him. Like he was just messing around, and that's it. I feel like he was a secondary character in my dream, but it's so weird. Okay, so this song is about Blake, at least. Maybe about him too, but she's gotta feel so bad knowing how the White Fang ended up, you know? Not listening to her parents at the beginning when they realized. So it's also by Sun, sorry. We actually have, yeah. Blake, I know it's important for her, but she's a tough one. Since you can't change the past, change the future. Change yourself so the future is different. You're deciding for them. Literally what he says now and what he said on the show. She can make the choice to get away, not to hurt them, but they're free to follow, to try and help her in any case. Yeah, they're so opposite, but that's why I like them together so much. What she can do, actually, if she's so scared of her friends getting hurt because of being close to her, she could become stronger in order to protect them, for example. She's actually had so many times she's tried to start again. When she went to the White Fang, when she left them and went to Beacon, when she left them and went back to Menagerie. Yeah, you're dealt the hand you're dealt. You better get used to it. But that's so hard. But that causes pain to the others. Exactly what I meant. I really enjoy the drums on the back going so hard, so fast. They're leaning hard on the electric guitars and I'm loving it. Really good, and I really enjoy the drawing too. It's like Blake seems so sad here, and you can tell. But I like that while Sam tries to help her and be there for her, he doesn't overstep and act like she's not able to protect herself. You know, I really like that. That was so fast I had to go back. I thought this was going to be so much shorter, but this guy raps so fast. I can't even process this so fast, this fast. I needed this. I really enjoy the chorus, the choir. You know what I mean. The oh. Okay, nailed it. I just don't want the video pop-ups to pop up. Okay, I really liked it. I liked the electric guitar part more in the opening, but I really digged these lyrics, so I think they're both up to par for me, maybe on the same level. Really nice. Really makes me want to listen to the third song already, so see you in a second. Bad Luck Charm by Jeff Williams. Oh shit. Of course, didn't even have time to think of it, but it probably makes a reference to Crow's semblance. That semblance sucks. That's so bad. Like, I don't mean the design, that's cool. The fact that they can make work such a power, the fact that it's so negative and still really interesting, but that's so bad for him. And the fact that he can make the best out of it still, like, he's so intelligent and so fit for battle. Pain. I was going to yell pain too. I really enjoy the use of the drums in these songs. Like, it's really my style. Still, probably like controversial opinion, but it was kind of Ruby's fault. I'm sorry. I know she meant the best, but it's a bit on her. I know it probably would have happened anyway, but we'll never know because it did happen because of Ruby. Wait, I missed that one. And I wonder, is Raven, well, would she be worried? Is an albatross and a bad luck omen? I had no idea. What I mean is, if Raven knew the state he's in, would she be sad? Or would she not? Because she's such a V. That's not true though. I feel like he outcasts himself in order to keep others away from harm. But even that lady that got I feel like she got tortured by Tyrion. The lady that Tyrion asked about Crow when Crow was nice to her on the inn. This kind of reminds me of Avantasia, the group, the band. I used to listen to them a lot when I was younger. Farewell from Avantasia was so epic and got to my heart so deeply. I wonder if we'll have a song about Raven. This is also so Nightwish. It really does remind me of Nightwish a lot too. Does any of you like Nightwish? It's been like 10 years since I last heard it. Well, listened to it, but I listened to it like crazy back in the day. This song really enjoyed it because it really reminded me of that time and that age when I listened to all that music. I can't remember the name, but so many groups that I used to listen to, so many music groups that I used to listen to when I was younger. So really good song. I'd say this is the one that I've liked so far the most because of that. But let's get into the next one. This Life Is Mine by Jeff Williams and Phil Kizili Williams. Not complaining, but aren't the songs in this volume kind of longer than the previous ones? Most of them over like 5 minutes, I think. Which is fine by me, but again, I think this wasn't the case before. I was so sure we were going to hear a song based on her performance, on her rebellious performance, because it's based on that, right? Or it's straight up the song. Well, this could be that song. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the song, yeah, because that sentence in particular rings a bell, so that happens to everyone, sis. Worry not. We all feel inadequate. Kind of reminds me of a song from Anastasia, I think. Something in December. She's so clearly talking about Jack. Jack. Child MCs. I'm so glad she at least. Okay. Okay, this part is new, right? I'd say before is where the previous song ended. Speaks so much about her character development from the moment she arrived, a spoiled brat, to the woman that she's today. Weren't the Schnee like wood people before him? Before him got married in? Her father kind of reminds me to Mr. Sato from The Legend of Korra. If you've watched it, not going to get into much detail there, but I feel like something might happen there. And the worst part is she gets treated like shit by her parents, well, her father at least, and she gets treated like shit by others outside her family because of her family and because they assume she's like them. Something that only makes them make asses of themselves, but who gives? If you can't hear the chair, I can't hear it, but well, if it wasn't clear, it was about Jack. Now we can cross it from the list. Like, it's so obvious now. Okay, so this time I actually at least got it right because I never. Ooh, clutch again. I never nailed the timings or the lyrics, but it was kind of obvious this time. In any case, really liked it. One of my favorite renditions of Mirror Mirror. I know it's not Mirror Mirror, but you know, it's kind of part of the Mirror Mirror saga, you could call it. So, really liked it. So glad she finally broke free from her father's tyranny, but he retaliated, so at least she broke free. In any case, next song, Home by Jeff Williams feat. Casey Lee Williams. This gives me maternal instinct feelings. Like, what was the name? Home. Okay, so it's about Chai maybe and Crow. Her voice is so different in this song, so mature. Not saying it's immature usually, but I'm so sad. Well, I'm glad Yang has Tai to rely on, and she could recover next to him and have him help her with her own mental issues. But so sad, Raven is such a and she's not there for her, and she doesn't even care. You know what I mean? If she couldn't be there for her, that's one thing. But come on. Maybe there are reasons. Maybe she never wanted to have Yang and she doesn't care about her. I get that, but given how Crow reacted, I don't know if that's in the case. There are so many ways to look at this song. Could be Tai talking to Yang, could be Yang talking to Ruby even, it depends on how you consider it and where she said it to. Ruby with Crow with them. Because I feel like he really considers them family. It's just he outcasts himself because of his own semblance, which is so sad and triggering. Imagine there were ways to evolve semblances and we could somehow fix this. I don't know, he makes me sad thinking of such a sad life he must be living. And it's really interesting because I feel like when someone who doesn't have that support offers that support to someone else, the specific parts they mention are specifically the things that they wish they would have had. I feel like, for example, when you mention I will protect you, makes me feel like that person wished to be protected in the past and they didn't have that, so they want to give that other person what they couldn't get for themselves. I think I mentioned this on a previous song on another video, but kind of reminds me of Everything's Gonna Be Alright from To the Moon, this part of the song, and that song's such a heartbreaker, such a tearjerker, the game in general, so good. Alright, could say the slowest of the songs we've listened to so far, at least in this volume, but that means nothing. Usually my favorite music are ballads and sound music. Yes, sound music, but I don't know. Although I felt the lyrics on this one, this wasn't on a musical level up to other ones that I've really liked, other ballads from them, but still, such quality, I can't say I don't like it. I really enjoyed it anyways, and the lyrics, really, really deep, and they're so good because there are so many ways to interpret what they say. I mean, from different points of view and different receivers of that love. In any case, next song, Armed and Ready. Armed and Ready by, I don't know, High Quality. Never heard of them. What was the name again? Armed and Ready. Armed and Ready. So hard for me to say that expression. Okay. Setting up so much, is it going to break now? Okay, I really like it so far. And the drums again, so good, so fast paced, and they're setting the pace. I know that's what drums always do, but you know what I mean. Makes me feel on crack. Not like I've tried it, but a whisper to a roar is probably the sentence that I've ever heard that most encapsulates what Yang is and how she fluctuates from so passionate, so chill, so excited, so energetic, so tired. I love her so much. I get it because she's armed. You get the joke. I will not explain it, but I will make it obvious I get it. Yeah, Adam, you will. Well, after that, I feel like maybe it isn't Yang who the song is talking about. I'm obviously joking at this point, but imagine the depths she could have gone and how bad things could have turned if she went through all this grief she went through after losing her arm. I mean, she didn't have Tyler to support her, but someone who would prey on her weakness or even try to sway her in a wrong direction, that would have been so tragic and so scary, honestly. Most definitely, if I tried to sing any of these songs, I would not be able to speak for 3 days later because she sounds, she sings so potently. Just call me sir. God damn it. Yes, I nailed it. I really like this kind of designs for the drawings. That's why I use them for the silhouettes in the videos. I hope she finds new ways to use her semblance, because although it's really cool and really powerful, she gets so clutch. In such dangerous situations, she will eating unavoidably get hurt at some point. So now that she seems much more mature, I hope she does use it more wisely. But I feel like we'll have to wait a bit in order to see her fully using her semblance again. Next song, Lusus Naturae, I think, by Jeff Williams. Sounds like Latin, but don't really know. Hmm. This is making me think of Salem and Entourage. Entourage. The name was Lusus Naturae. Have we heard this song? Maybe during the fight between Crow and Tyrion? I don't think so. Maybe fighting the... I forgot the name. The horseman Grim, who wasn't a horseman. It's a mythological creature. Thank you so much for pointing out which one exactly. But I can't quite remember the name. I'll try to remember and put it down here. If not, I know what it is. Thank you so much again. By the way, I totally missed a couple seconds. Sounds like Salem, but I don't really know. Okay, is it talking about the Grim? I think this all talks about the Grim, mindless and born of bubbling ooze, intelligence I will infuse, like Salem seems to do when she creates them, or seems to be creating them. A curse upon the world, but now you're mine. Like they were there before her, but now she can control them. Kenny? Use you to bring peace. I don't think that's quite... Is there more to what Salem's... more to what she wants? Because she didn't tell us, but... Okay, is that how you pronounce that in English? I wasn't sure at all. Awaken my brood, today we will rise. You will rise. Okay, so I feel like Salem's got a bigger picture in mind when she said I'll use them for a piece. I think that's how she phrased it. What does that mean? As a biologist, I'm really interested in the science behind the Grimm, so that really piques my interest. She was talking about the Grimm. I'm glad I got that before it happened. Well, I'm guessing they talk about Salem, but I guess she's the ultimate big bad evil we've seen so far. I'm pretty sure Naturi is nature in Latin, but lusus. Don't quite know. Reminds me of, I think that a similar word was Portugal's name during the Roman times, but I don't think they mean Portugal, so it's really interesting that that's the standpoint they choose. The scientific one. Would nature warped? This song is really interesting because I feel like it's giving me so much insight on her. I really like the effect with all the voices singing together. Okay, this was one of the songs that I liked the most again. This volume has so much musical quality. You know, I'm really enjoying the songs a lot. I don't mean the other volumes don't have it. I'm joking around, I'm messing around, but I'm really enjoying this one so far, so I'm really glad. I think the next song is the last one, so let's get into it and wrap it up. BMLB BMBLB by Jeff Williams and Fit Casey Lee Williams. I don't really know, but that seems like Bumblebee to me. So, was Bumblebee Young and Blake? There's a garden where I go. If you meet me there, no one will know. In the springtime, in the sun, we can be alone without anyone. And where's that? Yeah, I was right. I'm so good. Precisely because it's like I think the only ship I can remember. So makes it really fun for me that it's the one that they used. They will keep your secret. What I wonder is what motivated this song to be part of the volume OST. Or maybe this is a plot point that I'm missing. Does Young like Blake? Does Blake like Young? I feel like maybe Blake likes Sun, but I don't really know. But I don't really know about Young, so maybe she does fancy Blake. But I get the relation between them regarding Yang's arm. I love the picture too. So cute. With the paw. This is such a 2000s song, you know? I really like it, but this is like average song we would listen to analyze lyrics on English class on school, so remember analyzing Bruno Mars and Battlefield. I can't remember who even sang that, but this type of music. But again, I wonder why is this song precisely in the OST for this volume? Did I miss something? I hope I didn't. If it's something obvious, please let me know, like something I should know. No spoilers, but if I should know. Nope. Ha. Clutch. So, I think this was it. That was RWBY Volume 4 OST reaction. I hope you enjoyed it. So far, I really enjoyed it. All the songs were awesome. The one that I enjoyed the less this time was probably Home, but just like every other song in this volume, I really enjoyed. So, it was so good. I'm sad we don't get to hear them anymore, or at least we'll be hearing some renditions of them, but not quite the same. So, kind of sad, but I guess that only leaves room for more and new OST, so that makes me feel happy. In any case, thank you so much for visiting my channel and for staying to the end of the video, and I hope to see you all on the next video, so peace out.